In the early months of 2026, American politics is rocked to its core by a revelation that few could have imagined. The airwaves are flooded with breaking news alerts, and the nation's attention is riveted as a bombshell report emerges, sending shockwaves through Washington and beyond. Investigative journalists uncover a secret enemies list hidden within the walls of Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, a document that had been whispered about in political circles but never before seen in the light of day. News outlets quickly confirm the authenticity of the document. It targets nearly 50 FBI agents, federal prosecutors, and top Justice Department officials, each one involved in investigations that Trump had long resented and publicly denounced. Unlike the rumors and conspiracy theories of the past, this list is chillingly real. It's not just a collection of names, but a working draft meticulously organized by investigation with handwritten notes, coded markings, and explicit directives for action. The document goes far beyond mere political posturing. It details specific strategies for retribution, outlining how to use the machinery of government to punish those who cross the former president. What was once dismissed as bluster has now become an operational plan, with chilling precision. This is more than a list, it's a blueprint for wielding presidential power as a weapon. The targets are not political rivals but career public servants, men and women who were simply doing their jobs, now marked for retribution. The revelation comes at a time when Trump's second term is already defined by a climate of retribution. High-profile indictments, dramatic raids, and public confrontations have set the tone for a presidency unlike any before it. But this list signals something even more alarming: a systematic campaign against the very institutions that uphold the rule of law. It's not just about settling old scores, it's about reshaping the framework of federal law enforcement itself. In this new reality, no agent, prosecutor, or official is safe from the president's wrath. The message is clear: loyalty is demanded, and dissent comes at a steep price. The Mar-a-Lago document is more than a list, it's a playbook for punishment. 4 categories of retribution are outlined: administrative, criminal, financial, and psychological. Administrative actions include revoking security clearances and reassigning officials to remote posts, effectively ending careers. Criminal prosecution is next: special counsels, criminal referrals, and charges like abuse of power and conspiracy. Financial ruin is threatened through costly legal battles, audits, and regulatory harassment. The final tactic is intimidation. Handwritten notes urge making examples of certain officials to instill fear. The goal, not just to punish, but to ensure future loyalty through fear. The message is clear: cross the president and your life could be upended. Trump doesn't deny the list. He embraces it, reframing it as justice, not vengeance. On Truth Social, he claims those targeted are corrupt actors who weaponize the FBI and DOJ against him. He insists holding them accountable is necessary to restore fairness, not personal payback. Trump's rhetoric appeals to his base, who see the list as overdue justice against a biased system. He positions himself as the only one willing to take on the deep state. For his supporters, the list isn't shocking, it's a promise kept. The controversy only galvanizes his followers, reinforcing their belief in his crusade. The enemies list is the culmination of years of escalating conflict between Donald Trump and federal law enforcement agencies. What began as a simmering distrust soon evolved into a defining feature of his presidency, shaping both his rhetoric and his actions in office. The first major flashpoint was the Russia investigation, led by special counsel Robert Mueller. Trump viewed the probe not just as a legal challenge, but as a direct, illegitimate attack on the very legitimacy of his election and his authority as president. The investigation dominated headlines, casting a long shadow over his administration. The situation intensified with impeachment inquiries and dramatic whistleblower testimony before Congress. These events deepened Trump's sense of betrayal, fueling his belief that a network of disloyal officials and political enemies was working to undermine him from within the government. Talk of purging those he saw as traitors became a recurring theme. The 2022 FBI search of Mar-a-Lago marked a dramatic turning point. For Trump and his supporters, it was more than a legal action. It was seen as a declaration of war by the federal government against a former president. The search ignited outrage and further convinced Trump that he was the target of a coordinated campaign. This event crystallized his narrative of persecution, transforming it from a personal grievance into a powerful rallying cry for his base. The idea that Trump was being unfairly targeted became central to his public messaging, fueling calls for retribution and energizing his supporters. As the 2024 campaign began, vengeance and promises of payback took center stage. Trump openly spoke of settling scores and using the power of the presidency to punish those he believed had wronged him, making retribution a core theme of his bid for a second term. The enemy's list is the product of years of accumulated anger, suspicion, and a desire to punish those he blames for his troubles. It reflects not just political strategy, but a deeply personal mission. This is more than just a political tool. It's a personal vendetta, now backed by the immense power of the presidency, with consequences that could reshape the nation's institutions for years to come. Legal experts and former officials warn, this is a dangerous step toward authoritarianism. Using presidential power to punish investigators is a hallmark of autocratic regimes, says Professor Lawrence Tribe. Former Attorney General Eric Holder warns it would collapse the justice system's independence. The plan undermines prosecutorial independence, replacing rule of law with political loyalty. Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe calls it a blueprint for destroying the FBI's independence. The chilling effect would corrupt future investigations, as agents fear personal ruin for doing their jobs. The threat extends beyond those named. Thousands of public servants could be intimidated. If unchecked, this marks a shift from constitutional republic to leader above the law. For federal law enforcement, the enemy's list is a direct threat, not just political theater. Reports describe panic and anxiety among FBI agents and prosecutors, who now fear professional conduct could make them targets. Some are consulting attorneys or considering early retirement, fearing personal and financial ruin. The FBI Agents Association issues a rare statement, warning against political targeting of law enforcement. This climate of fear undermines morale and could trigger a brain drain of experienced agents. Every decision now carries the shadow of political retaliation, corrupting the investigative process. The risk, a two-tiered justice system, one for the president's friends, another for his enemies. Trump's pattern of retaliation is well established. Cassidy Hutchinson, after testifying against him, faced public attacks and threats. Her career derailed. Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman was removed from his post for reporting Trump's Ukraine call. His brother was punished too. John Bolton, after criticizing Trump, saw his home raided by the FBI. Even Republican Senator Mitt Romney faced sustained attacks for voting to convict Trump. These cases show the enemy's list is not new. It's the formalization of a long-standing impulse. What was once ad hoc retaliation is now a systematic agenda. The message, loyalty is demanded, dissent is punished. The emergence of an enemies list brings the United States to a pivotal crossroads, a moment where the very survival of the republic is at stake. This is not just a political dispute but a fundamental challenge to the core values that have defined American democracy for generations. The choices made now will echo for decades, shaping the nation's future and its global standing. Systematic targeting of law enforcement and public officials is a direct assault on the principles that uphold democracy, accountability, impartiality, and the separation of powers. When those tasked with upholding the law become targets themselves, the entire system is put at risk. The checks and balances that protect citizens from abuse of power begin to erode, threatening the very fabric of society. If a president can punish investigators or silence critics without consequence, the rule of law becomes meaningless. Justice is no longer blind, but subject to the whims of those in power. This sets a dangerous precedent, undermining trust in the institutions that are meant to serve everyone equally. In such an environment, a climate of fear will inevitably take hold. Ethical public servants, those who value integrity and the public good, may be driven out, replaced by loyalists who prioritize allegiance over duty. The loss of experienced principled officials weakens the government's ability to function effectively and fairly. The justice system and federal bureaucracy risk being crippled, unable to serve the public impartially. When fear and loyalty replace expertise and ethics, the machinery of government grinds to a halt, and the public loses faith in its leaders. Despite repeated warnings from experts and former officials, Trump's approach continues to find strong support among his most loyal base. This unwavering backing only deepens the nation's polarization, making it harder to find common ground or restore trust in democratic institutions. The divide grows wider, and the stakes become even higher. The enemy's list is more than an act of political revenge. It's a test of American democracy's resilience and its ability to withstand internal threats. Every citizen, regardless of party, must consider what is truly at risk: the freedoms and protections that define the nation. The future of impartial justice and the rule of law hangs in the balance. The decisions made in this moment will determine whether democracy endures or whether it falters under the weight of division and fear.